Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Love is Blind, Season 8, Episode 13.
I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. You ready to get into this wedding day, Blair?
I'm ready.
Walk us through this, please.
So, at the altar with Sarah and Ben,
Yep.
Sarah said no.
Wow.
She wants a partner on the same wavelength. She says she still loves him and cares about him. Ben wants to stay with her and keep growing in the relationship, and Sarah tells him, we'll see, we'll talk about it later. She actually walks away laughing, saying she's fine. Her mom and sister go after her, and she says she's okay, just a little bit sad.
Yeah.
So she tells her family that his Black Lives Matters stance affected her. He didn't know his church's views. She watched a sermon from the church. It was traditional, and she was the one who had to tell him. He didn't have much to say about it. She wants someone who thinks about that kind of stuff.
Ooh. Let's keep going.
Ben tells his friends he didn't see this coming. When Ben asks her to continue dating, she doesn't want to continue the cycle of hoping and wanting something to work when it's not going to, and it's just not a good fit.
Was her decision of not getting married to Ben shocked you?
It did shock me because I thought that she would move forward with being with him because of how happy she seemed and how easy it seemed like they were getting along. I felt like if you accept a proposal from somebody whose views are questionable in comparison to yours, then you probably are okay with that. So I can't see how that would be a stumbling block at this point if you accepted the proposal.
Facts.
So,
one thing I noticed in the audience of when she said no, I saw that grin on her sister's face, that smile on her sister's face. And the thing about Sarah, my son is actually dedicated to Sarah. I can't believe anything I see about Sarah, right? She recircled back, or rather she circled back to the Black Lives Matter thing. Mind you, we heard about it one time in the pods. He didn't say he was against it. He just said, I stay out of it. I don't know. Me no want Black Lives Matter, I guess. And she said yes to the proposal, to Blair's point, right? Now you circle back to it, and now it just seems like you want someone that's on the same wavelength as yours, or same wavelength as yours. And the thing about Sarah is I can't believe anything I see with Sarah. I think she's an extremist. I think she's a people pleaser, as you would describe her in the last couple episodes. She said she wants somebody that's basically the same as her. I don't even know if that's true. Because truth be told, I don't know nothing about Sarah. Sarah's over here talking about, hey, like how, now granted, I said this because I am black and Blair is black as well. So it is a good question of how can you not have an opinion as a black person, as black people, about Black Lives Matter. Now that's something that we just can't escape.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But she did bring up the fact that, hey, it happened in this city. Like, how can you not have an opinion? And she says something that made me go, red flag to her. She said, now I'm no expert. And I'm just like, wait a minute now. Because no one asked you to be an expert. Don't try to put a pinky toe in while still trying to be on the outs. I think she just has this, what's the word? This fake activist, extremist, radical view on things. Do you have an opinion on what I'm saying?
I mean, I wouldn't go so far as to say like radical necessarily. I think that she's for like justice and human decency, which I feel like is, the bar, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
As far as caring for people and how politics affects them in their everyday life.
Yeah.
So I don't think her views are extreme. I just think that the extreme part is that she has these views and is willing to accept a proposal from somebody who doesn't.
Yeah.
And then when you get into more conversation with them, you can't really allow them to be in whatever space that they are, whether they have a difference of opinion or no opinion at all. So it seems like the best bet would be for her to be with somebody who aligns with her views on social issues, which is totally fine.
Yeah.
But that's why the chameleon people pleaser thing comes in, because it's like you say that you stand for this, but you're willing to accept less.
Yeah.
So,
But the reason why I feel the way I feel based on that, because I don't believe her, right? Because as far as I know, who are Sarah friends? Have we seen Sarah friends?
I don't think so. Just her family.
We haven't seen her friends because she probably don't have any.
Okay.
Right. As far as I know, based on how she feels about human decency and things of that nature and how she wanted to align, we seen Ben's friends. We see how basically the different points of view that Ben's friends have and how they basically from different. They are not all like him.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying? So at least Ben have the evidence of, hey, I can like be friends with someone, or I can be around someone, and we cannot be the same, but I can have the same decency of basically being friends with someone that doesn't go to church, that doesn't believe in God, and all these things of that nature. As far as I know, I have to circle back to what I said about Ben back in the past to now. Ben is the only one, unfortunately, has been consistent the whole time. Mm-hmm. Sarah's the one that's going up and down, up and down. Sarah reminds me of someone. I had an acquaintance. To say a friend is a stretch, but it was a friend of a friend, to where we couldn't do anything when it came as a group. We couldn't do anything unless like everything aligned with like that person's views. So if it comes down to, let's say we just wanted to eat at a restaurant or something like that, hey, how does the owner feel about this? Oh, I don't like that, we're leaving. And I'm just like, can we eat somewhere? And that's what Sarah come off as. She come off as, even for the people she's for, she comes off as if she's too much, and the people wouldn't want to be around her, because it's like, you're just doing too much. And that's why I call her a radical, because I feel like all of it's an act to me. I feel like she's just a billboard, and she just like, yes, like me, accept me. And maybe she just want to be accepted by her sister, because truth be told, like this stance that she's taken seems very motivated by her sister, because all throughout the time in the pods and outside the pods, she was talking about, well, you know, you gonna be around my sister, you will be around my sister. The whole time, I don't know if they know each other's favorite color. I don't know if Sarah knows what her favorite movie is. It just seems like her whole being is basically, I'm an activist. Besides, like, I'm a person that you're going to marry and fall in love with. I don't know if there's anything to fall in love with Sarah about from Ben's perspective. So that's why I said she's a little bit too much. Maybe she just needs to chill and basically, like, maybe find someone who is on that extreme level as her. But even then, I don't even think they will like each other, to be honest.
But I guess the reason why, like, I kind of question the extreme label necessarily is because I think she might have came across that way because she was trying to convince him to be on her side. I think that if she was with someone who agreed with what she did, she wouldn't be having these conversations over and over and over again. I think that's the point where it's just kind of like, he just doesn't agree, girl. Like, what are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? I think she was really trying to get him to change his mind and to get him to be what she wanted him to be, but he was never going to be that. So because of that, she really kind of hit him over the hammer with it. You know what I mean?
But like, agree with what? Like you talk about
her
the black
views on social issues.
Yeah, I mean, look, he tried to meet her in the middle in certain.
But I'm saying that's why she came across, I think, that way.
And that's crazy,
she was
though.
Trying to change.
But that's craziness.
Yeah.
Though. Like even if you're for the people that you are for, let's say if you're for black people, if you're for if you're for gay rights or all these things, no one wants someone that is basically like, that's going to be that much of an extremist that's going to bash somebody over the head with it.
Gotcha.
It's like okay, like relax. Like, Ben has said, hey, look, you want me to switch churches? I switch churches. Okay, she said, this is what she said. She was talking to her family and said, outside the parts, what we didn't see is that Ben circled back and said, I'm for human decency. I'm for equal rights for everybody. I'm like, I know I didn't give an answer on the spot, but I'm all for it, right? So
he said that about LGBTQ. That was all.
Yeah, but she said that she said that when she circled back about the BLM, that's what he said about that.
Okay, I must have missed that.
That's what she said in the previous episodes about, yes, I asked him about this, he didn't give me an answer, but then off camera, off pause, he came back and said, hey, I'm all for equality, I'm all for this, I'm all for that, I'm all for that. I'm basically going off of what you said of, hey, you knew all of this about Ben. Ben haven't changed his tone since the pause, and you said yes.
Right.
So what changed from your yes, Sarah, to now? Mm-hmm. I think she had a conversation with her sister because her sister wasn't very welcoming of Ben. And guess what? She don't have to be, because this is a crazy process and all. But my whole thing is, hey, I'm starting to get tired of these family members coming on here, for one, not telling them that like they coming on the show, and then seeking approval from them when they didn't even tell them from the jump. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm like, Sarah, you just come off as fake to me, as a little too much, because you accepted the proposal, and then at the end you're like, oh yeah, I forgot, Black Lives Matter, and I'm just like, yeah, you don't really seem like you're genuine with your stances.
All right, so we move on to Monica and Joey. It's their wedding day. She isn't 100% sure of what what he'll say. If he says yes, she will be all in. Joey thinks that their core values align. His friends are happy he found someone who loves and cares for him. Joey doesn't know if the sister, Monica's sister, was genuine their second time meeting. She said they had their blessing, but she didn't say they had their support. So Monica's sister is telling her that, Monica, I don't know if you can really read people. You brought questionable people around the house when you were in high school. And Monica was like, that was 15 years ago. Like, Monica knows what's best for herself.
Yeah.
Her friend tells her that she's proud of her and the work she's done on herself, like, is seen, it's noticed, and she knows what she wants, and it is impressive.
Yeah.
So I'm glad somebody is speaking positively over her. Monica said she's holding back because she hasn't heard straight up from him that he wants her and only her. She talked about the first kiss and described it as a sensory overload. They haven't put emphasis on the physical, but she doesn't know how to feel about it. He's not a touchy-feely romantic person. She is. He's gotten better, but it's still a hurdle for them to get over. Joey's sister and mom love Monica.
Stop right here. My sign is also dedicated to Monica's sister. Listen here, women. I understand, like, in the world, we have all these other words that, like, we like to throw out there. I know, like, amongst women, y'all may call each other the B word and things of that nature, and just other insults. I watch a lot of Housewives, right? And my thing is this. Hey, we need to go back to some simple words that have some sting to it. Let's go back to calling people losers. Right? There is something very simplistic about that word, but so damning about that word too, because no one wants to be associated with a loser. We need to start looking people in the eye and say, Monica, sister, you are a loser, right? The fact that you are here on my wedding day. See, look, I should have let you take pictures of us during our engagement thing. The fact that you are here getting glam done probably by the cast and things like that because I'm on the show, right? First of all, let's start with the man you with wanted me first of all, and then you're still with him. So for that alone, you're a loser, right? Number two, you over here talking about I don't like Joey because he got too much energy and we are a family of nappers, even though when y'all all met, y'all pulled instruments out of every crevice of that living room and started playing.
They sure did.
You're a loser, right? Also, the fact that after that, while Joey's here, I go outside to talk to you, and you're supposed to be my sister. You're supposed to be my big support, right? And you're my big sister, and you over here talking about, well, I never really saw you get married before me. Your type is, 6'4", 6'5" Frenchman, even though we live in Minnesota. You're a loser, right? We got to get back to calling people losers.
I'm with you.
Listen
on
here.
that.
Now we're here on my wedding day, and now we over here. You getting your makeup done. You're in the wedding, or like whatever it is. You get makeup done to be sitting in the crowd, I guess. I don't know, right? And then you over here talking about, well, I really still don't trust your picker, basically. And remember back in high school, back when we was in high school 15 years ago and things of that nature, you really was never good. Now, granted, you're older than me, so I don't even understand why you are really relating high school to me if you're older than me. You're a loser. We need to get back to calling people losers.
I'm right there with you.
Thank you.
I'm right there with you. So we get down the aisle. Monica says she doesn't think this would work right now.
Wow.
She doesn't think they're there yet. Joey tells her it's okay. He actually looked kind of relieved. He knows they have love for each other. He's not 100% at this time. He agrees that there needs to be more growth, and they both hug. Joey thanks everyone for coming. All of their guests clap for them, and they walk out together hand in hand.
Wouldn't be me.
Joey thinks Monica might have said no because of her sister. Just the family dynamics was a lot.
Yeah.
Also, he wasn't very affectionate. The first time she said she loved him was at the altar.
So she wasn't affectionate, or he wasn't?
He wasn't.
So the first, hold on. So who said I love you at the altar?
Monica. That was the first and only time she told him, I love you.
That's kind of interesting. What is your thoughts on that?
I would have liked for Joey to answer first, because even though Monica answered first, I don't think that was her real answer. Like, she wanted to stay with him. She seemed really hurt by the fact that he wasn't going to pick her 100%. He wasn't 100% in it. And she kept saying that she wants somebody who is 100% for her.
Yeah.
And I think it is, a great thing to basically choose yourself and stand up for yourself, and the fact that you want somebody who really wants you. But it seemed like her arm was twisted the entire time. It felt like a default answer because she knew he would say no. And so Joey, I honestly feel like he probably has more reasons to say no than she does.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, like I think that the family dynamic can be something that might need to be worked on, or Monica might need to start ignoring her sister a little bit more. because she's talking, what was she talking about? Like, you guys need to talk or y'all need to work it out. If you're marrying this man and your sibling doesn't get along with them, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, you're creating a whole new family with this person, and if your family can't get with it, they can kick rocks, pretty much. And I don't think Monica had that attitude about it, and her sister was nasty up until the wedding day, talking about what she did in high school. That's a pet peeve of mine. Don't tell me what I did 5-10 years ago. Don't tell me what I did a month ago, actually, because I'm not the same person. Okay.
I get 12 different versions of blend. Okay. Yeah,
I'm not the same person. If it's something that I need to be accountable for, sure. But if you start talking about things I did back in the past, and I've definitely grown from then, what are you trying to do but embarrass me and pull my card? Like, I think that was so nasty of the sister. Also, I think the fact that Joey wasn't very affectionate, I think affection is on a spectrum. I think that some guys can be affectionate, but some guys, that just might not be their strong suit. But I think overall, which, I could be reaching, I think women tend to be a little bit more affectionate, just the way that we're socialized.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's something that could have been worked on. But I do agree they probably weren't ready for marriage. It was just a shock to me because they got along so well.
Yeah. So, see, here's the thing. I think they got along so well because of Joey. I do not attribute them getting along very well to Monica.
I would say he's a pretty easygoing guy.
Exactly.
He's going to have a good time wherever he is.
I think when it came to Monica, she is someone who allowed outside noises to basically influence her decision, right? I remember when all the cast linked up. Mind you, they haven't seen each other since the honeymoon, right? All the cast linked up, and she basically was telling Joey, hey, I was seeing how close and how everybody is touchy. How come you're not touchy with me? I'm paraphrasing, right? And to me, I'm like, yeah, you are comparing yourself to other couples, not even knowing that Virginia gave Devon a whole PDA. Lauren and Dave don't even stay there, and Dave is a weirdo. Whole time, it's like, what's the point of comparing Sarah and Ben? Sarah don't want to go to church with this guy. So it's like, I think Monica is influenced by outside noises. And granted, when the outside noises are like your sister, and maybe her sister ain't the only one, right? I can see why you may be like, can you talk to my sister? And I'm like, no, you need to grow up and put your big pants on and basically be like, hey, accept it or you will not be there. Like, I don't really understand the whole idea of my sister have to be there, my sister have to be involved, my sister have to take the pictures. Accept me, right, as your sister, or you will not take part of my wedding day. Oh, you're choosing a guy over me? No, I'm choosing me over you. That's in
my life, over whatever jealousy you got going on.
This have nothing to do with Joey, because at the end of the day, love is blind. Joey could have been anybody, right? But it's the end of the day. You feel like you should have been married, but guess what? Your man want me. So that's why I'm like, if Monica is influenced by her loser sister and things of that nature, then guess what? By association, that makes you a loser too. Listen, I'm all for bringing back the simple, deep cutting words, man. We got winners and we got losers. That's basically what life is made up of. Winners and losers. You get what I'm saying?
So we move on to Virginia and Devon's wedding day. She feels secure in her relationship with Devon. She loves him and can see a future with him.
Stop lying to me.
Devon says he's ready to spend his life with Virginia. Virginia tells Devon she loves him, but she's not ready. Her parents are shocked. She's crying. He's crying. She walks off. Baby girl didn't even know what was happening. Devon's dad had to whisper. She said no. She said no.
Yeah.
That would make me cry even harder if I'm standing up there and I hear that. my niece over here having to get the situation explained to her. She said no. So, her dad tells Devon that he's a good man and he's also disappointed.
Yeah.
Devon's mom says that she said that she was looking for a husband, but now she's not ready. Like, nobody saw this coming. Virginia feels bad she hurt Devon and his family. She felt she had to protect him. There were certain topics he didn't want to talk about. There were depths of their relationship that they didn't get to. They didn't get to their sexual relationship, and she thinks they should be there before spending the rest of their lives together. He said he was raised in a conservative household, and he asked if she voted with her faith in mind, and she was a little bit taken aback by that because she does, and she votes Democratic. Devon received apparently a check as a wedding present. His mom ended up telling her she was waiting for him to bring it up, but he never did, and she didn't trust that.
How do you feel about that alone? About the fact that, hey, I gave y'all a wedding gift, a check, and you're finding out from the person who gave the gift, but not from your potential spouse.
Oh yeah, I would definitely feel a way about that. But at the same time, I'm going to ask you about it. I'm not going to wait around to see if you're going to bring it up. Maybe that's a good way of like pulling like somebody's character of like if you just sit back on it and just kind of see what type of person they are. But relationships are about communication. Y'all, guys put a lot of things to the back of their head. Yeah. Okay. And a lot of things are not in the forefront. And I will say, I would think a check for your wedding would be something that you would discuss. So I'm not saying that she's wrong for whatever conclusion she came to. I think that is a little bit shaky or whatever. Yeah. But I think that in relationships, a lot of things deserve conversation. And if you accepted a proposal from this man, I don't see why she wouldn't communicate with him. But I'm not mad at her decision. I'm not mad at her decision at all.
I'm not mad at her decision. I'm not mad at all. Let's hard stop right there. I'm not mad at all. Mm-hmm. But the whole idea of Virginia, I think you came on this show as a what's the word? As a marketing ploy. Mm-hmm. I think she came on the show to basically let other guys know, hey, look at me. Maybe. Because in my opinion, based on who she is and who a lot of people found out who her mother was and things like that, I think we all had or at least I had the question of, well, what you doing on the show?
Yeah, her mom's some type of political person.
It's like, mm-hmm. Why would you like basically bring a spotlight and hopefully like there's no skeletons in your mama closet, because this is what happens when, you decide to go on a show like this and you don't tell nobody. And then we find out that, oh, your mama important. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? So I'm happy that, there's no skeletons that come with her mother and everything came out good, at least so as far as we know. But I think Virginia, I never felt like she was 100% into Devon, and that is not because of the prenup, right? I listen here. I heard some people say, and it is kind of funny that every other time she's talking to Devon, she's talking with that princess voice and she's talking with that, that cutesy voice. But when it was time for the prenup, it's almost like, she was talking in her regular voice. And I thought that was very funny. But I think she is using the check thing as an out. I don't think she ever was going to say yes. I think she also using the political views as an out as well, too. Right. I feel like a lot of their conversations did not have any depth, right? Mm-hmm. And when I said depth, I'm talking about depth as a person. As mm-hmm. much as we have political views, I have political views. Mm-hmm. Blair has political views. We are not made up of all political views, right? We are made up of other things. What do you like to eat? What mm-hmm. is your favorite song? What is your favorite album? What makes you laugh? What makes you cry? You get what I'm saying? Like we are made up of so many things, and to isolate it to just political views, I feel like, yes, that can be a tool to basically be like, yes, that is something that we can talk about, or that's something that I won't accept. But I feel like they did not have a lot of depth at all. So basically, on the surface, only thing we got is, hey, prenup, right? Political views, and basically Devon potentially took a check.
Well, I will say, to get into the whole like depth conversation,
yeah,
I think that Virginia didn't contribute to adding depth to the relationship.
Ooh, dude, you think so?
Yeah, I would say, thinking back in the pause, there was a lot of surface conversations, mm-hmm. and he kept telling her he wanted to get deeper, but she just couldn't for some reason.
Yeah.
Then they got out into the real world, and I felt like they did start having deeper conversations about family, beliefs, and those were things that she was bringing up. But by that point, I mean, I think that there's another kind of like lens at play, the camera lens. And she said that she was trying to protect him in different ways because he didn't want to bring certain things to camera.
Yeah.
But those conversations still can be had off camera for you guys to have that real relationship and getting to know each other. Even just thinking back to when they were sitting in the bed and she was asking him to push himself, like, tell me what you want to know, what'll make you mad, what'll make you angry. Mm-hmm. And she said, well, what about politics? And so that was a good topic to bring up.
Yeah.
But it just kind of felt like, how do I explain it? And maybe I'm reaching with this. I think she was trying to pull something out of Devon without saying what she wanted to pull out of him. Like she wanted him to show up in a certain way, to where she gave him no roadmap or no clues. I think like, tell me, like, go deeper, like tell me what you like want to know. And he's just kind of like, I really don't have much else to say. It's kind of like, what are you looking for, Virginia? Like, and I feel like she's not being completely vulnerable and open and honest about what she wants or what he's lacking. It's just kind of like we're not getting the real from either of them, to be honest.
100%. Now my son is not dedicated to Virginia. Right. I'm not calling her a loser. And while you are also going back to the past to actually share the blame of why there was no depth to it, I got to give some blame to Devon too.
Oh, absolutely.
For sure. You get what I'm saying? I always love looking at the dynamic of families. I always like looking at the dynamic of what the role the father plays in the family, right? And when Virginia came over to the house, the father basically played the background. Now, I'm not saying that the father has to be on the forefront and things like that, but I don't like when one parent plays the background too much, basically play in the shadows too much. I don't really know what the father thinks. The most I ever heard the father say was talking to the niece. You get what I'm saying? Talking it in the room with Devon. So it's very, even though he is a mama's boy and I am a mama's boy as well, but at the same time, like a lot of influences that I have is from my dad, as well as my mom as well. But I wonder if Virginia kind of views that in like, your family's this, your family that, maybe a lot of influence that you view is coming from your mom and things like that, from your, unfortunately, I don't want to sound disrespectful, from your white mom. You get what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, I think their decision leads to more. It's kind of funny, even though I understand their decision because there's no depth to it, in my opinion. Now I feel like their decision in the sense of like why I need more depth as well. I need more like go deeper of why no. It just can't be as simple as political and things of that nature because you had all this time to talk. You get what I'm saying? Even, mind you, this is not just a show for just on camera. You could have talked off camera and got a more like basically zero in on what you wanted to do. So that's why I'm like, I'm really interested in the reunion of how that's gonna look. Cause Devon looked devastated.
And I will say, people have talked about the fact that she is in a better career spot than he is. But I don't. If she brought that up as a reason to not marry him, I actually wouldn't think that's a good reason.
Really?
And the reason I think that is because if the way that she talked about being with him, this is for, if people have different views of basically you want to marry somebody at your same level or greater, then this wouldn't be for you. But for her to say that she can envision herself being down at the high school while he's coaching, being at the concession stand, pregnant with a baby on her hip, like it sounds like she's comfortable with having a more simple kind of lifestyle. I think that she, has done very well for herself success wise and money wise, enough to where, she needs to have a prenup in place to protect what it is that she's earned for herself. So I think that all of those things are great things, but if she doesn't value him bringing in more money than her, then that's not exactly what she'd be looking for in a partner. As long as he's able to sustain himself financially, which as far as we know, he has his own place. They didn't say he lived with his parents. You know, he has his own place. He works. He's an important person in the community when it comes to the kids, and he seems to be of good character. Like, it seems like those are the things that she prioritized in looking for a husband. So when the conversation gets brought up about, oh, well, she's out of his league, she makes all this money and all this type of stuff. Well, if that's not what she's looking for, if she's looking for a man of character who might not make as much money, then that is her prerogative. If he really is a equal partner in a lot of different ways, what I mean?
I did hear the comments about how she is out of his league. It's funny, at first nobody thought that at first. At first everybody thought she was just some pretty girl who didn't have basically nothing to her when it came to conversation. But I would agree with that, but it's kind of hard because number one, it's on TV, right? I would say that if I was to meet someone off top, at least, and they come to me with a prenup, I'd be like, I would be like, what do you think I'm trying to do? Now, I'm not saying I'm against signing it, but I would say like you are coming a little bit too strategic for me, in a way that I need to know if you truly love me, if you're truly for me. And I feel like those conversations should not have been had in front of the family, should not have been had. It should have been a more private conversation, even off camera, to be honest, in my opinion, if we want to go there. I think those conversations should have been had off camera while y'all should have been digging deeper into each other's lives outside of political views. You get what I'm saying? I'm all for political views and things of that nature. But if all you have to go on someone is their political views and things of that nature and nothing else, then of course you're going to make a decision based on that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
So moving on, it is Taylor and Daniel's wedding day.
Okay.
Taylor is happy that she's gotten to know the depths of Daniel.
Yeah.
She wrote him a letter saying she looks forward to meeting him at the altar. Daniel and Taylor have not been intimate yet. Daniel wrote her a letter. He gives her the bracelet she made for him for her to hold on to for the day so that he's with her all day.
Yeah.
Taylor and her dad don't know if he would have been here for the wedding day, and they're both super grateful that he is. They both end up saying, I do.
Now, this did not surprise me. The only reason why this did not surprise me is because everybody else said no.
Right.
The minute that everybody else said no, and now the last couple, we're not going to go a season, at least from my watching, that they going to let someone say no. You get what I'm saying? At least you gonna say yes, and then if y'all not married by the time the reunion shoots, that's something different. But they need something for it to be as successful for people to want to come on the next season. Yeah. So for them to both say yes to each other, I was like, yeah, I see it.
Yeah, I think that they actually got along very well together.
Yeah.
I thought that their families, I liked seeing both of their parents meet each other. Yeah. And even his parents kind of like, I feel like, easing the tension with her mom. I felt like her mom was a little angry. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
A little angry.
For sure.
And it went beyond just, I can't believe you did this crazy thing. It's like, I can't believe you did this crazy thing to me.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
you're right there. You almost made me forget about the mom.
So I'm glad that his parents were kind of able to ease some of the tension. And I think this would be like a really good experience for the families as well as Taylor and Daniel all around. So
matter of fact, let me hit on this before I leave, right? Yes. I think this is a testament right here of a family really selling the husband or selling the spouse, right? I think the fact that Daniel had the family that he had or have, not had, they are alive, right?
Has, yeah.
That he has, I think sold Taylor, especially with the mother that she has, right? Basically, she's like, oh, I basically got a safe haven just in case I need to get away from my mama who take things personally when it got nothing to do with her. So I think the fact that Daniel family basically welcomed her with open arms and things of that nature, I think that really sold Daniel to her in that way, even though she tried to put Stalker on my man. And hopefully we don't come out at the reunion a couple days from now basically saying, well, yeah, we found out that he did stalk you and things of that nature. That would be wild, you know?
Yeah. So moving on, we kind of touch base with everybody, see where everyone's head is at. Joey needs some time to process what happened. He doesn't anticipate any future with Monica at this point. He didn't come into this experience to date. Yeah. He's grateful for being able to go through it with her, though.
Okay.
Monica doesn't know where they go from here.
Joey pretty much told us.
Yeah. And that tells me that the decision was really Joey's. Yeah. I think that Monica would have loved to have been married to him.
That's fair.
And Joey had some rightful hesitations. Yeah. So Ben is still in love with Sarah. Sarah cannot date someone for their potential.
Sarah, something is loose about Sarah.
In what way?
Here.
Okay.
Like something is loose about her. That's why I am I have a certain rule book that I go by of if you don't have no friends, because it's very easy to make friends. I don't care what social media tell you. It's very easy to find some common thread with somebody and to be friends with them and to build a friendship with them. We did not see her friends on this show. That is a big red flag to me. I know she talked about what is your thoughts on Black Lives Matter and things of that nature. Sarah, a big red flag to me is you have no friends. Do people like being around you? Like I need to know what your community is, because based on how you're judging me and judging my church and things like that, these are my friends. Yeah. And we all don't think alike. They don't come to church with me. You get what I'm saying? We have different values and things of that nature, but yet you met 4 of my friends. I haven't met any of your friends. That's a red flag to me.
Devon still cares about and loves Virginia. He can't imagine a life without her in it. He is hurting right now.
Yeah.
Virginia feels bad. Devon couldn't count on her today, but she put herself first, and she thinks that is something new for her.
Yeah, I think the more and more I'm starting to think about it on the spot, I really think Virginia came on here as basically, hey guys, look at me, and basically put herself out there for the world to see, for her to, get her pick of the litter,
Maybe pull a baller.
Mm-hmm.
So Taylor and Daniel enjoy the reception, and they plan to consummate their marriage as soon as possible.
I know, right? And the main reason why Taylor and Daniel, happy for y'all. The main reason why I feel that way about Virginia is because she said every relationship that she been in, it wasn't good. And I'm just like, you've been in every relationship.
Yeah.
I need to know what's going on there.
Yeah.
And I know, well, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm putting the car in front of the horse. I know every relationship you had, it wasn't strictly political. So I need to know more about you, Virginia, to where all these relationships ain't working out. But maybe we will see at the reunion.
Maybe.
Anything else?
That's all we got.
I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment. We will be back. I think the reunion come out on Sunday, so y'all know what that means. That means we will release this video Monday when it comes to our reaction to the reunion.
All right.
We see y'all.
Bye.